Since Repair Clinic encourages you to perform this procedure safely, a warning icon will appear when you should use caution. Because of the high voltage and high current used by microwave ovens, be aware that disassembling this appliance poses a substantial risk for injury or death if precautions are not taken. You should always unplug the microwave before you attempt any disassembly. Since high-voltage capacitors used in microwaves may retain a charge even after the microwave has been unplugged, we recommend that only experienced professionals access and replace internal components. To remove the top grill, use a Phillips head screwdriver to unthread the 3 screws securing the grill. Pull the grill down from the top to detach to access the charcoal filters or cavity light bulb. To replace a filter, lift up the front of the filter and pull it forward to remove. Install the new filter by sliding it over the tabs, then push the front down to snap it into place. To access the main control board, door switches, or line fuse, unthread the screw securing the control board cover to the frame. Lift the cover up to detach. Disconnect the thermistor wire connector to move the cover out of the way. If you need to replace a door switch, unthread the screws securing the appropriate switch holder. Insert a flathead screwdriver to fully release the latch to detach the holder. Use needle nose pliers to remove the interlock spring, if applicable. Carefully detach the old switch. Note the orientation of the wires, then disconnect them. Install the new switch by first connecting the wires to the appropriate terminals. Now carefully snap the switch into the holder and position the interlock spring if required. Realign the holder assembly on the frame, then thread the screw to secure. Flip the cam plate forward. To reinstall the control board cover, reconnect the thermistor wire connector to the control board. Now insert the control board cover tabs into the slots in the frame and thread the screw on top. To uninstall the microwave oven door, first disconnect the door wire connector. Use a small flathead screwdriver to pry out the access plug. Detach the door assembly mounting pins from the holes in the hinges, and you can remove the door assembly. To access components inside the door assembly, pry out the plugs covering the 4 mounting screws, holding the inner and outer door panels together. Use the Phillips head screwdriver to unthread the screws. Now use a putty knife to help separate the outer door assembly from the inner panel. If you need to replace a door strike, release the tabs to partially detach the inner bezel. Unthread the mounting screws securing the strike you're replacing. Note the orientation of the strike, then pull it out. Install the new door strike by aligning it on the inner door panel and snap it into place. Thread the mounting screw. Reassemble the door by first snapping the inner bezel into position. Confirm that the window insert is in place. Then realign the inner door panel and snap the two panels together. Replace the 4 mounting screws. Press the plugs into place. Reinstall the door assembly by aligning it on the hinges so the mounting pins insert into the holes in the hinges. With the door in place, snap the access plug in. Connect the door wire connector. Before you reinstall the top grille, make sure the 2 support clips are in place. Now align the grille tabs with the slots in the frame and snap the grille into position. Rethread the 3 screws. Having a magnetized screwdriver will make it easier to rethread the screw on the right. To access components inside the microwave oven cabinet, you will need to fully uninstall the appliance. Before you do this, be sure to remove both the glass turntable and support. Have an assistant support the appliance while you remove the mounting bolts from the upper cabinet. Carefully tilt the microwave down and pull the power cord through the hole in the cabinet. Now, lift the microwave off of the mounting plate. Set the appliance down on its rear panel on a sturdy surface covered by a towel or blanket. Unthread the screws securing the oven's bottom panel. Open the turntable motor terminal cover and disconnect the wires. Unhook the wires from the retainer and disconnect the wire connector to fully detach the bottom panel. Return the microwave oven to its upright position and support it in the front. Open the door and unthread the screws to release the top grille. Next, unthread all of the screws securing the rear of the cabinet. Unthread the screws to release the blower cover or air damper. Now unthread the remaining screws on top. Unthread the screw on the right side. You can now lift off the cabinet. Before you attempt to replace any internal components, you should release the potentially stored electrical charge in the capacitor to avoid injury. You can do this by placing a screwdriver with an insulated handle across each set of terminals. Be very careful not to touch the screwdriver blade when doing this. To uninstall the blower assembly, unthread the mounting screws securing the blower. Note the orientation of the blower assembly, then lift the assembly out and disconnect the wire connector. To access the cavity thermostat, unthread the rear screws securing the blower housing. Unthread the screws securing the noise filter board mounting plate. Open the oven door and unthread the front screws securing the housing. Next, unthread the 3 screws securing the left side air housing. Disconnect the door wire connector so you can detach the housing. Unthread the screws to release the right side access cover. Detach the power cord from the blower housing. You can now lift up the housing and slide the cavity thermostat out of the mounting clip. Depress the tabs to release the wires. Install a new cavity thermostat by first connecting the wires to the terminals. Slide the thermostat into place under the mounting clip. To reassemble the microwave oven, fully position the blower housing. Secure the power cord in the housing. Realign and secure the access cover. Reposition the left side air housing. Replace the 3 screws. Reconnect the door wire connector. Rethread the front screws to secure the blower housing. Reposition the noise filter board mounting plate and secure. Replace the rear blower housing screw. Reinstall the blower assembly by first connecting the wire connector. Then reposition the assembly and thread the 2 mounting screws. Continue the reassembly by repositioning the cabinet. Thread the screw on the right side. Reposition the blower cover or air damper and secure it with the screws. Replace the remaining screws on top. Thread the screws to secure the rear of the cabinet. Reinstall the top grille. Tip the appliance back. Reinstall the bottom panel by first connecting the wire connector and hooking the wires in the retainer. Connect the motor wires to the terminals, then align the terminal cover and snap it closed. Fully reposition the bottom panel and rethread the screws. Reinstall the microwave oven by hooking the back edge of the appliance on the mounting plate tabs. Insert the power cord through the hole in the upper cabinet. Lift the microwave up and secure the mounting bolts. Plug the power cord back in. Replace the turntable and support. And your microwave oven should be ready for use.